So, as food goes, there's generally four types of fats, and that's going to be trans fats, saturated fats, monounsaturated fats, and polyunsaturated fats. And trans fats have been banned in the United States because they're so unhealthy as far as, increasing the likelihood of forming cholesterol blockages in the arteries and other health problems. But they're generally found, you can still get trans fats if it's less than zero point 0.5 grams per serving. And if you have a lot of servings, then it adds up. And it's still found in foods like pastries, cookies, cakes, fried foods, and if it's less than zero point 0.5 grams per serving, the company's not required to put it on the label. And so you wouldn't necessarily know that you're still getting trans fats, but those are the types of foods that it's in. So that's why it's important, not to have too many servings of foods like that. And then saturated fats are also found in those same foods, like, cookies, cakes, pies, as well as meat, dairy, eggs, butter, ghee, things like that. And so it's important to remember that, between high saturated fat, high protein foods, you have to find a balance because you do want to have enough protein and amino acids that you are building muscle and keeping your strength up and things like that, because that's also important for your health. But you don't want to have an excess amount such that, you're getting cholesterol blockages in the arteries. And one of the ways to monitor that is to get your cholesterol checked. And, if your bad cholesterol numbers are very high, then you may need to cut back on foods with a lot of saturated fat. And if your good cholesterol numbers are low, it may also help to cut back on foods that are high in saturated fat. And then monounsaturated fat, generally eating monounsaturated fat can help improve your cholesterol numbers. And that's foods, most nuts fall into this category, like almonds, cashews, peanuts, and also seeds like pumpkin seeds and sesame seeds, as well as olives. And then polyunsaturated fats also, can help improve your cholesterol numbers. And that's in things like fatty fish, as well as a lot of different fatty fishes, as well as, other nuts like walnuts and pine nuts, and then seeds like sunflower seeds and flax seeds and things like that. And so there's a lot of different foods, but again, you don't want to have anything in excess because if you get even foods that are high in monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, they do usually have some saturated fat in it. And if you're eating a lot of foods, it starts to add up, the saturated fat, and that can make your cholesterol numbers worse, which can make the likelihood that you'll form cholesterol blockages in the arteries that can lead to heart attack and stroke. And so you do want to, everything in moderation. You don't want to do anything in excess as far as fats go, because too much fats generally does increase the likelihood of forming cholesterol blockages.